Okay, let's see if we can get through this without saying the phrase piece of shit.
Challenge accepted.
All right, let's do this. Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Piece of shit.
You fucked it up already. What's up, guys? Holy crap, what has it been, like 3 years? 4 years since you were here?
I'd have to look on YouTube, but it's been a bit.
Okay, if you didn't see the last video, this is my best friend Larry. We were in the military together. We've been friends like, what, 15 years now? 17, 20, 35? Something like that.
I was... How old were you when we were there in?
Just a wee lad. Like maybe, I think I was 3.
You were 3?
I think I was 3.
Years old?
Yeah. That was back in 1947. But our last video what did we do? Did we do top 5? Top 5 kills from the Halloween franchise.
Yes.
Larry happens to be a Halloween fan. I don't want to say fanatic, but he's a fan like me. That's kind of what bonded us when we first met each other. Yeah. He was like, "Oh, you like Halloween? I like Halloween," and so a friendship was born.
A lot of bondage.
Yeah, a lot of bondage. S&M. So anyway, Larry came up with this idea. He's like, "Hey, I'm in town. Why don't we do another top 5, and we'll do top 5 worst horror movies, right?
Yes, of all time.
Of all time,
yeah.
So Larry is going to give you could get anything. You could get carte blanche with Larry, okay? Slashers, supernatural horror, zombies, whatever. Rom-coms.
Yeah.
For me, I've given you I think like 2 worst like remakes, or no, 1 worst remakes. I did like 1 worst slashers list. Okay, so I've done remakes and I've done slashers list, so I'm not going to include any slashers on my list because I don't want to repeat myself. But I don't know what Larry's going to say, but anything could happen with Larry's. Okay, so, and you want to do some honorable mentions?
Should we wait till the end to do honorable mentions, or should we hit
I usually do honorable mentions at the first, but you know what? Okay, this is your countdown. We're going to let you do honorable. We're going to do honorable mentions before number 1. All right?
All right, before number 1.
Yeah, before number 1. And you know what? Since you're the guest, I'll let you start with what's your number 5?
My number 5, and this is probably gonna piss a lot of them off, and it's probably gonna piss you off.
Okay.
Maybe, but for me.
Hold on, let me take a drink for this. Hold on.
Yeah.
There we go.
And we saw this one together in the military, and I don't remember exactly where, but the Fog.
Oh, why would I be pissed at that?
I don't know. I thought you.
Oh my god. Hell no, dude. I love the original, but the Fog remake is a complete
huge piece of
shit. Yeah. Oh, we did it. We broke the rule.
Yeah, the Fog remake, and I think Superman was in that movie.
Yeah. Tom Welling.
Yeah, that guy. Superman. The Fog rolls into town.
Yeah.
He picks up the blonde chick hitchhiker.
Yep.
Because like they were buddies.
The big thing that they messed up with the remake is they tried to tell too much of the backstory. Remember in the original they give you a little bit of the backstory, but it was mostly about that Carpenter atmosphere and all that stuff. Whereas this one, oh my god, they went into this whole like CGI bullshit fest. Tried to make it a love story.
Yes. Yeah. Right.
And it was just
like horrible. They had leprosy or narcolepsy.
Yeah. You know what? It's just a perfect example of like.
Yeah.
When a remake can go painfully wrong. And I think it's also an example of don't remake the classics. And if you do, you got to come in like with something hard and heavy. Yeah. My number 5 is Truth or Dare. Have you ever seen Truth or Dare? No?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Larry's a busy man. He doesn't get to watch as many movies.
I've got kids.
A lot of these guys, they've seen Truth or Dare.
Yeah.
Most of them will probably agree with me because Truth or Dare, it came out a couple years ago. It had a nice little premise, if I can remember, because when I watch bad movies, I never want to see them again in my entire life. So I'm trying to like refresh myself.
Yeah.
But there was basically this game that this group were playing at the beginning of the movie.
They're playing Truth or Dare.
Right? Yeah, they're playing Truth or Dare, and then one by one they become, they die. But the problem with the movie is they make this really stupid, like Joker-esque type of face that looks like it looks silly. It doesn't look scary at all.
Yeah.
And you have to see that image constantly throughout the movie. Every single character, they make this face, and when you watch this video, I'm gonna have an image of the face, and you're gonna see that face, and you'll be like, wow. Yeah. And it's just one of those situations where you're like, I can't believe this actually made it through all these levels. And everybody, it must have been a bunch of friends that were producing this movie because
Like,
if I would have been in that room, I would have been like, "We can't show that. That's really stupid. We need to come. Somebody needs to come up with something scary because that's bullshit."
Terrible.
So that's my number 5. What's your number 4?
You're fired, right? I think you mentioned it in the beginning. Rob Zombie's Halloween remake is an absolute piece of shit.
You know, I remember when that movie was first coming out. I was in Japan, and me and you were talking to each other, and I think you saw it before I did. And you were like, dude, you are not going to believe how bad this movie is. Because you're a big fan of, like, the original OG Myers.
Yes. I was like, this thing is terrible. You're going to hate it because, like, I don't know. And we've talked about it before, like, the whole, like, trailer aspect.
It's trailer
No
trash.
offense to those of you in trailers.
No offense to the trailer
Nothing wrong with living in a trailer, but...
let me sum it up for you. It's Rob Zombie. That's the problem. Rob Zombie has a particular style to his movies.
Yeah.
And most of them have that style, and it's hard to get away from it. And I think the opening scene in this movie sets the tone because there's this huge fight at breakfast, and he's like, "Bitch, I will crawl up there and I will skull fuck the shit out of you." Can you imagine me being the Halloween fan that I am, you, and you're sitting in the theater and you're like, "What? Hold on, am I watching the right movie?
Right, yeah.
This is not supposed to be Michael Myers."
It's like those of you that like that movie are the same ones who listen to Dragula in your...
Hey, Dragula's a good song.
Yeah. You listen to in your football locker room. You know,
I'm the thing about Rob Zombie is I love his music. I've seen him in concert, but and I don't hate all of his movies. I'm not one of those guys that hates every Rob Zombie movie. I've even said I really like Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, but I have to take my Halloween brain out of my head.
And in fact, I think when I told you to watch that movie and I told you how terrible it was, and then you told me that you actually kind of liked it.
Yeah.
I liked you a lot less.
I don't. Well, it's one of those movies. As time has went on, it's one of my least favorite in the franchise for sure because it's trying to remake John Carpenter's classic,
and you can't do that.
And Rob Zombie didn't want to copy, so I got to give him credit for that.
Yeah.
But he just. You don't want to infuse Rob Zombie into Halloween.
And I think that's what I liked most about the most recent Halloween. I can't remember.
Yeah, Halloween 2018?
Yeah, the most recent one. Like, it kind of stuck closer to the original storyline and didn't have that whole white trash.
Yeah, it just got back to the basics.
Back
like
to the
Mustafa
basics,
Akkad with Halloween 4. Get back to the basics.
Yeah.
You know.
More blood.
More blood. My number 4 is Resident Evil: The Final Chapter. Whew. God, man, this was bad. Like, this was... And you can make fun of the Resident Evil franchise for what it is anyway, right?
Sure, yeah.
But by the time we're to the 5th movie, we're so far down the rabbit hole of shit that you just can't even fathom how bad this movie is. And they bring back Paul W.S. Anderson. I always get his name mixed up. And he's just... I don't like his direction.
Was he a raccoon cop?
No.
In the final, like when you finally get to that final chapter, like they don't even talk about that shit anymore, do they?
No, they don't talk about the Raccoon Cop. Oh, Raccoon City, yeah.
Raccoon City, yeah.
I was like, what is he talking about, Raccoon Cop? But yeah, and another thing about this movie too, besides the crazy freaking plot that makes no sense, because they're trying to tie up all these loose ends that we don't care about anyway.
Yeah.
But I hate it when you have these action sequences, because they're, he's trying to make his wife Mila Jovovich look like the most badass thing ever.
Yeah.
But the problem is they didn't have a good fight choreographer there, so they're basically sticking the camera in her armpits,
right?
Just over and over, and I can't make out what's going on in these fight scenes. It's really stupid.
I feel like they just kept on reusing the Matrix coordinator over and over again. Like she keeps running up the fucking wall.
Yeah, that's the bad thing about trying to make your action scenes quote unquote cool.
Yeah.
Because if you don't make it cool, then you're gonna fall flat on your face. Yeah. And that's what's happening. Like John Wick. He's already cool. He doesn't even have to try to sell it. Keanu Reeves is the real deal.
I love John Wick.
Oh yeah, John Wick's amazing.
It's awesome.
We might have to do an action countdown sometime next time you come.
Yeah, we might have to.
So, that's my number 4. What's your number 3?
3? Yeah. Okay, so my number 3 is it's in the Leprechaun franchise.
One I haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
My friend Sam Neat actually sent me the entire VHS collection.
Really?
But I haven't watched it.
Yeah. Well, don't watch 4 or 5. Because 4, I think, is in space, and 5 is in the hood.
Yeah. And it's a leprechaun.
I mean, I know you did
space.
Yeah, you did. I know they did Jason in space, right?
Yeah. Well, I think if you're gonna do a gimmick movie like that and put it in space, at least make it fun.
Right.
So I haven't seen the movie,
Yeah.
but I'm thinking by what you're saying that it wasn't fun.
No, it's just.
My number 3 is Slender Man, and have you seen Slender Man?
Refuse to watch it.
Yeah.
Just look to that dome.
Well, it's one of those movies that's painfully forgettable too, and I hadn't watched it since. So today, while I was at work on my lunch, I actually watched my own review of the movie. I was like, what was I remember hating the movie, but what did I say about the movie? And so that sounds kind of pompous, watching my own review, but I just wanted to know what I said, what my thoughts were, refresh myself. So
you don't want to contradict yourself.
Yeah, I wanted to watch my review, and I agreed with myself, and I remember I remember just the characters were so stupid and dumb in this movie. So you don't have great characters to start out with, and then this legend of the Slender Man, which was based on some sort of reality, so you had something to anchor there. They just threw that shit out the window.
Was it like a fake reality in the movie, or was it like an actual?
It was kind of like The Ring.
Like
world. They had to watch this tape of the Slender Man, and after you watch the tape, then the Slender Man's going to get you. Yeah. So these girls are trying for the rest of the movie to have the Slender Man not get them.
Yeah.
And what do? They go out into the woods where the Slender Man likes to get people. They're fucking morons.
Yeah, right.
And so I was just like through this whole movie just like laughing at these stupid characters that would constantly. And I remember, I'm going to repeat this too, because in the review I was kind of laughing at myself because there's a scene in the movie where the boyfriend, they're making out and everything, and then the boyfriend, she tells him, the reason this is happening is because I watched this video. This video is like the ultimate danger. And what do they do? Her boyfriend wants to watch the video.
Yeah, I think I would watch it.
We need to watch this video.
You need to watch this.
So, yeah.
My number 2, and I don't even know if you can consider this a horror movie.
Okay.
And I think so. But Dark Shadows. The
that could be
Dark
considered
Shadows
horror.
With Jack Sparrow in it.
Wow, I haven't seen that one either.
Oh, you haven't? Oh,
it slipped by me.
It is asshole horrible. Yeah, like,
that's a new one. I've never heard that before. Asshole horrible. Okay.
It has Jack Sparrow in it. I can't remember his name.
Oh, Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah,
it has Johnny Depp in it.
Is he at least good in it, like performance-wise?
I like Tim Burton. Didn't like Dark Shadows.
Okay.
I don't know. Just
I'm like that with him too. He's kind of hit and miss.
He's
like
hit and
I
miss.
love Batman. He did a great Batman.
Yeah.
Did he do Edward Scissorhands? I think he did Edward Scissorhands.
Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
Jack Sparrow.
Very talented director and has a specific vision.
Yeah.
So
it's just a shitty movie. It's like my mom grew up watching Dark Shadows, the TV show.
I grew up watching.
Oh, you did? Okay,
Yeah.
So,
scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, right. And there was like a real scary aspect to it with Barnabas Collins.
Yeah.
And that's who Johnny Depp plays, is that Barnabas Collins. And
Okay.
I don't know.
Did they just kind of turn it into a comedy instead?
It's just like a semi-comedy, like a dark comedy. It just sucks.
Because if I'm watching Dark Shadows, I want to be scared because that's what it was when I was a kid. And this was like a soap opera, soap opera with vampires. But I just remember being like scared out of my
Victoria
mind.
Winters and stuff like
so,
that.
So another one of those properties. If you approach it, try to make it scary and not funny. But
yeah.
Do you like Johnny Depp?
Hit or miss. Hit or miss with Johnny Depp.
I can agree with that. I don't like everything Depp does, but Jack Sparrow, of course, he nailed that.
He nails it, but he just basically is just a drunk version of himself.
Okay.
That's what Jack Sparrow is, a drunk version of Johnny Depp.
Yeah, or a drunk version of Keith Richards. That's what he modeled Jack Sparrow after. Is Keith Richards. Yeah, from the Rolling Stones. So.
Oh, okay. Well, nailed it.
Okay, I remember what my number 2 is. And if you notice, most of these are like newer movies because I tend to not want to watch bad movies. And before I became a YouTube reviewer, I really avoided bad movies like the plague. Yeah. Saw a lot of bad slashers. But like I said, I'm not going to mention slashers on this. So you're not going to see Seed of Chucky, which I hate. You're not going to see freaking the Black Christmas remake, which is a freaking abysmal. That would be number 1 on this list. But
which one?
Black Christmas remake.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God! Like I'm not the most anti woke culture type thing.
Yeah.
And this movie takes it to another level.
Really?
So much in your face. And I'm literally talking about Black Christmas right now. I couldn't help it. That's not even on the list. But
right, yeah.
I can't get through a countdown without shitting on that movie. So anyway, my number 2 is Exorcist 2: The Heretic. Ooh. Which is interesting because I met Linda Blair at Spooky Empire.
Really?
And I brought my Exorcist 2 VHS. I had a VHS of it, and I had her sign it.
Really?
And that's one of my prized possessions.
Did she know? Does she know this channel or no?
No, no,
Okay.
no. I'm sure she doesn't.
Yeah. Well, she does. She's gonna
Yeah.
hate you now.
And when I met her, she was a sweetheart, and I had her sign the VHS, and I didn't tell her that I hate this movie.
Yeah. Like,
Could you
listen,
sign this movie that I
you're awesome,
really, really
but
fucking
your
hate?
movie is a piece of shit.
Yeah, your movie's yeah. It's not her fault.
Right,
She was
yeah.
16 years old when she did the movie, but
Yeah.
the crime that Exorcist 2 does is you don't follow up The Exorcist unless you're coming with something really strong and heavy
Yeah,
and deep but I think they were trying to get a little bit too artistic, and it's like they just avoided being scary.
Yeah.
And maybe they were just thinking the first was so damn scary that how do we top it? So let's just try
Right.
something completely different.
Yeah.
But to me, the worst crime in cinema that you can do is be boring.
Oh, yeah.
And Exorcist 2 is one of the most boring movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
Luckily, Exorcist 3 makes up for it, and that's a great fucking movie.
Yeah.
But 2,
Yeah.
whew, it's hard to watch. Very hard to watch. So that's my number 2. So now we're on to honorable mentions.
Okay. Okay. So Halloween.
Okay.
Busta Rhymes. What number is that?
Resurrection. That's
Resurrection,
That's
yeah.
part 8.
Halloween Resurrection with Busta Rhymes.
So you got 2 Halloween movies on this list.
Yeah.
okay?
No. I mean, but the Rob Zombie Halloweens are not real Halloween.
Okay.
But yeah, Resurrection, Halloween, Busta Rhymes, Trick or Treat, motherfucker.
Yeah. Trick or treat, mother.
That was how we ended our last video.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
But yeah, that one's an honorable mention for sure.
I hate Resurrection. I do.
Yeah, it's bad.
And it's one of those, like, I can watch every Halloween movie for what they are. I'm just
Yeah.
that much of a fan.
Yeah.
I can watch Resurrection and laugh at it. Like I was just
Yeah.
talking about Exorcist 2. I can't watch that because it's so
Yeah.
damn boring. At least with Resurrection, I can watch it and say, God, this is
Yeah.
horrible.
Right.
Go on.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
The Right. Do you know what movie that is with Anthony?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Right.
So you got another honorable
Yeah,
mention?
that's
Okay,
another
go ahead.
honorable
Go ahead.
mention. That movie sucks. And then it just wasn't scary.
I haven't seen The Right
You
yet.
haven't seen it?
No.
I just didn't think it was scary. I mean, he's a Catholic priest
Yeah.
who's doing exorcisms on
Yeah.
possession, people who are possessed, and becomes possessed.
That's the thing about like religion and horror
Yeah.
movies anyway. It's
Yeah.
either they're great and scary
Yeah.
or they're a complete waste of time.
Right, like,
Yeah.
how did you not know that was going to happen? Like, it was super predictable.
Yeah.
You know? Oh, he's a Catholic priest, and the movie's called The Right. He's going to become possessed. What do you do? You know,
Who cares? I'm glad you had 2 because I have 2. First one is Flatliners. It's a remake, and wow, this was horrible. Like really, really bad. The original Flatliners is really good actually with Julia Roberts, Kiefer Sutherland.
Mm-hmm.
Great freaking cast in that movie, and interesting plot. You know, these are people that want to die
yeah.
just to experience the afterlife and see what that's like and be brought back to life.
Yeah.
And I think
Terrible,
you could make a good remake out of that, but
Yeah.
this one just committed the same crimes as all the like modern remakes where there's just no style to the movie whatsoever.
Yeah.
They pretty much just borrow everything from the original, and they don't make anything special out of it. So they're just completely forgettable, and they just come off as fake. That's the thing. Everything just felt like a performance that wasn't convincing. That's the
Right.
problem with Flatliners.
I feel like that's going to be the commentary on this video that we're creating.
Yep.
Your viewers are going to be like, your video was boring. And all Larry said the entire time was, yeah, this movie just sucks, and didn't really give any reasoning behind it.
No, you're doing great.
Very predictable.
You're doing,
Yeah.
hey, dude, you're doing
Very
great. It ain't easy to sit in front of that thing,
It's
is
not
it? No.
super intimidating. Yeah.
I was telling her, look at my first video. Gee, it's freaking
Yeah.
a nightmare. But you know what? You're a trooper. You're doing good. Oh yeah. And the other one was The Turning. Wow. The Turning came out. Finn, have you watched Stranger Things?
No, I have not watched
The
it.
kid that was in Stranger Things, he's Finn
With the
Wolfhard.
weird face?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like a young John Cusack.
Yeah.
But he is in this movie, and they're trying to make him look really edgy and creepy and almost like apparition-like throughout the movie.
Okay.
It's one of those like haunted mansion type movies, and I love haunted house movies, but this just fell flat on its freaking face.
Haunted Mansion, like Eddie Murphy haunted?
No, just like in general, just a big haunted house type movie. But here, the big thing that sucked so bad about this movie was there was no ending. It just abruptly ended, and I think it was trying to be like ambiguous, but there's a difference between being ambiguous and just not, putting a fucking ending on a movie.
Yeah.
And that's what happened. And I remember everybody in the theater was like, "There's no way that's it. Are you serious? That's what you got for us?" And everybody got pissed off and left.
Yeah.
Horrible. Okay, so now we're down to number ones. So I'll let you go first. What's your number one?
The Babadook. So, backstory on the Babadook. My wife and I are sitting at home, and we get on Google to find a movie to watch. We're like, oh, let's watch something scary. Googled scariest movies on Netflix. Because normally, and I feel like a lot of people do this, but I don't know. You get on Netflix, you're like, let's watch a movie. The kids are in bed. Let's watch a movie. You scroll through Netflix for 30, 40, 50, 60 minutes, 70 minutes.
Guilty.
Can't find anything good. And by the time you find something, she's asleep, and it's like, well, I guess I'm just gonna go to bed. So you're not watching anything. But so we Googled it, found the Babadook, said it was terrifying, awesome, scary. Watched it. Complete piece of shit. Like the kids, like the mom, the Babadook. Babadook. What the fuck? Come on, man.
The biggest complaint that I heard about the Babadook is the kid, because the kid is, he's just too much. He's like screaming all the time. He's loud.
Yeah.
It's considered like one of those kind of art house, almost like A24 type movie. Just very like highbrow, and it's very well made. But I think the big thing for me anyway was the kid. Like the kid was just way too much, and I was like, please freaking shut that damn kid up.
I know. Yeah.
So
I hated the Babadook. Couldn't stand it. So
it's a polarizing type of movie. Actually, there's quite a few movies like this that like It Follows is another one that I constantly, people either love it or they hate it. And there's like no in betweens.
Yeah.
So
hated it.
I find polarizing movies interesting, because they often tend to be well made, but they miss the mark on like half the audience.
Okay.
So it's kind of interesting. But my number one, what is my number one? Hold on. The Boy 2. Lauren Cohen was in The Boy, the first movie. The Boy was good, actually, because the twist was very surprising. Like, I didn't expect that, because throughout the whole movie, spoiler alert, you're thinking that this doll is the real enemy. It's kind of, you're thinking, is this going to be like a Child's Play type movie, like a Chucky type movie?
Yeah.
And then there's this amazing twist where this guy comes through the wall, and it's a real guy, and he's just been like placing the doll throughout the house to kind of throw people off. But he's a boy that's been hidden in the walls throughout the entire, for his whole life. So he's like messed up in the head.
Sounds terrible.
So, so it turns into like almost like a slasher movie, and so I ended up liking it because of the surprise at the end.
Yeah.
So, The Boy 2, I was so excited for this movie. I was like, okay, this story can go anywhere now, right?
Yeah.
So I go into The Boy 2, and they're exploring kind of the backstory. It almost feels like they're trying for like a prequel vibe to this movie, even though it does take place after.
Okay.
And then the final act happened, and it felt like I was like, no, they're not. No, don't you dare! They're not doing this. Oh my God, they're actually doing this. The crime that the first movie didn't commit was
committed in the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The crime that the first movie didn't commit was that it wasn't stereotypical. It wasn't the cliche supernatural doll ending, CGI fest. No, it was let's throw a left hook here. This one, let's bring it all back and let's make the doll this supernatural piece of shit.
And screw it up.
Yeah. And man, I have never been so disappointed and mad after walking out of a movie. Like, you just took something that I liked and you just completely threw it out the window.
You watched that in theaters, huh?
Yes.
Oh, God, what a waste of money.
Yeah. So the Boy 2, good God, man. They put a nail in the coffin on that franchise.
Yeah.
That's done. So
yeah.
That was it. That's it. That's our top 5
That's
worst horror movies of all time. How'd you feel, Larry?
Pretty good. I feel like it was a boring video.
No, it was a good video. You were awesome.
Oh yeah, awesome.
People love bad movies, like talking about bad movies.
Yeah.
So these videos always conjure up a good conversation.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
in the comments, let us know your worst horror movies, your least favorite horror movies ever. Obviously, we haven't seen every bad movie, so don't throw tomatoes at us because we didn't mention a movie that we didn't see.
That you thought was worse.
Yeah, that you thought was worse.
Yeah,
So.
I validate your feelings.
Yep. So, Larry, I thank you so much for coming to visit me again and doing another video. And I'm sure my viewers they can't wait to see you again for the next video. So,
next time I'll try to be better prepared.
Do you want to say hi to Jenna?
Oh, hey babe.
There you go. Okay.
There it is. Yeah.
All right, guys. Be sure to come over to Killer Flicks where we talk horror all day and every day. And on Fridays we do Food for All Fridays. I said that really fast, don't I?
Yeah, you're good.
I've done it a few times.
You're good.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day and Drumdum out.